Hello and welcome back to Good Game News, where we bring you all things TCG. My name is Preston. Today we are reviewing our last color in this video set. This is for OP09, Emperors of the New World, and we are covering yellow, our final color. And my goodness, what is going on with yellow recently? I feel like it always has a decent deck, but I don't feel like the sets have been focusing on anything that should be making it good. It's just that being able to add life, manipulate your life, and just be ruthless is just good. So even with a minimal effort, yellow and activating triggers is still better than fully fledged colors. So now that I've gotten my bad opinions out, let's talk about Nico Robin. Banish. Really cool leader to have a leader with banish, and then also when attacking, discard a card with trigger from your hand. Add a Dawn from your Dawn deck rested. Having another yellow leader with ramp could be interesting, and I like it because we could play purple and actually ramp, but I don't know what we're ramping to. At least with Pudding in the last set, I knew we were ramping to Big Moms. In this, I don't know what you ramp to. I mean, you have purple Luffys to ramp to at this point, but I don't know if that's better than ramping to a Big Mom. But the set is interesting. I think it has a lot of really good support for previous sets. We have two Revolutionary Army leaders that can take advantage of the Revolutionary Army characters. We have support for some like Sky Island archetypes, but also just a generally good card to play if we can find a place for it. And then we have some stuff that doesn't really matter. I'm not too keen on Lindbergh. This Brook is kind of crazy. Trigger: if your leader has Egghead trait and your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, your opponent must discard 2 cards from their hand. And control in some games is really disgusting. This game, I think they've really held back because even the smallest amount of discard of your hand at the end game is pretty devastating. And then we have our SR blocker. On play, add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life to your hand. Play 1 character card with the trait Revolutionary Army, and a cost of 4 or less from your hand. If you do, draw a card. Being able to do so much, so you get a card from your life, so you're gaining a card from your hand, breaking even with the card you're playing, and then you're playing another card from your hand. So you're playing 2 characters, and you're getting to see 2 more cards, and that's kind of great. I love it. It's a 6 cost, so it's happening later in the game, so you're not getting an incredible board present early, really, but Revolutionary Army has a tendency to drop a bunch of stuff, and you can go pretty wide at a decent rate with the first set of things that came out with it. So I like the Koala. Quite excited to see how we build it into a Betty deck, especially with a few more cards that we can play. Make some options out of. And then we have Sabo. When played, add up to 1 character card with characteristics Revolutionary Army from your hand face up to your life. After that, if you have 2 or more life, add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life to your hand. This could be Revolutionary Army. This could be the Sabo leader also. Technically, Betty could use this to find a different life card that they want to use, place a trigger, because we could always flip those cards face down if we need to, give them a little mix-up and stuff like that, so that people don't know a trigger's coming at the end of the game, even though you placed it there face up at some point. So it's a fun little concept to play with. Let's see, what else do we have here? Alright, let's see. an interesting effect, I believe. If your opponent has 3 or more life cards, place up to the top card of your opponent's life to the trash. So if they have 3 or more life, immediately banish a life. That's pretty cool. On play, so you could get maybe 1 or 2 of those off in late game, especially if your opponent has a ton of life. At some point, it becomes useless because they're going to be under 3 life. So getting them off early would be helpful. You might only ever be able to get 1 off unless you're playing against a very life-gaining Vegapunk or something like that. Yeah. Okay, I said I wasn't a big fan of Limburg. Let's see if we can dig into why. If the total number of life cards on each side is 5 or less, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 2,000 power or less. So my idea is that the first condition of 5 life or less between 2 players is weird, and I don't want to worry about meeting that condition on a 3-cost card. I want my 3-cost cards to have effects that are usable on turn 2, and this feels like a turn 3 or 4 character, which isn't a bad thing because you can always cheat him out or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about trying to meet that condition. And as you can see so far, like, when we're talking about stuff, I've talked a lot about a Revolutionary Army. We got some egghead cards that aren't bad. They're decent, but our leader is Robin, and we have what, 4 cards? We have Clover, that's a light searcher off the top of your deck. We have Nico herself. We got Nico's mom. We got Saul, and the 3 event cards. It's like 4-ish. 4 plus 3 events. You're not building a deck revolving around that. Luckily, it is purple, so you're pulling in stuff. So you're going to pull in purple Straw Hats. But the purple Straw Hats from this set aren't going to vibe well with her. And the purple Straw Hats from previous sets don't vibe well with anything, in my opinion. I mean, there's some that ramp, which is good, but I don't know if it's enough. So it's going to be a very awkward deck where you're going to try to play a bunch of triggers so that you can play your effects, because Nico wants to get rid of triggers, and then some ramp cards to ramp to one of the purple Luffys. And I don't know. I think they will probably, like they have been doing, like we see here, have a ton of cards in the future sets, but right now I don't know what you're doing with the Robin leader, because you're definitely not building a deck with just the cards you see here. They don't work for her. She's just Straw Hat Crew. If we gave her Rev Army for time skip times, we would have everything we can talk about, and that gets way more interesting because all these guys are now calling Revolutionary Army in their effects. Like Betty. Betty has a great on-play effect. Being able to draw a card is great. It's just like Puree? Oh, should have tried that one first. On-play, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. We love to draw cards. And that's a general card. I would play that in a lot of things. Just as a splashed in. And the Sky Island stuff that can play this is super happy to see this. Nico has to play a very mixed deck from all over. And when I'm trying to judge a set, I have to judge yellow poorly because it's just supporting other things. It's not supporting what is currently in the set. Unlike other colors that got, like black got every card, basically every card minus like 2 or 3 dedicated to that leader. Well, this gets 4. It feels like they are afraid to design for yellow, and I don't know why. I mean, I kind of know why. The archetype that they built around with life gain is very hard to keep balanced, I think, and just with enough cards in that space makes it very hard for yellow to lose. And yellow was really, really good when it came out. And now, I mean, it's good in other ways, I think. But, and it, yeah, I want to see sets be complete for the cards that came in it. And yellow's hasn't been doing that. I haven't felt like it's done that in a while. But that's just my opinion. Please let me know if I'm completely off base in the comments down below. I really want to know what you guys think about yellow, because I mean, generally the cards that are coming out are great, but they're not for the leaders here. So I just want to know if you're on the same page as me. Am I completely off base? I know this set is decent for the cards for other leaders, so I still give it like a B, C plus, just because the cards are really good. It just doesn't help what was in the set. And I think this has potential to make a lot of other decks better. It just doesn't do anything for Nico Robin. But if you like this video, hit that thumbs up. If you want to see more One Piece TCG, hit that subscribe. And until next time, peace.